Digital Human-Computer Interaction and Design webinar. My name is Adela Han, and I am the EIT Digital Ecosystem Administrator for Region North, located in Finland, and I will be moderating this webinar today. Before we move forward to the agenda, I want to inform you that the webinar today will be recorded. All right. The purpose of this webinar is to provide you more information about the EIT Digital Master School in general. And for this, we have with us today Salvatore Moccia, the head of EIT Digital Master School. We have invited Mika Nieminen, EIT Digital Master School Human-Computer Interaction and Design Program Lead and Program Director for the Master's Program in ICT Innovation at Aalto University, who will be focusing on EIT Digital Human-Computer Interaction and Design program in particular. We will conclude the presentations part with an alumni presentation where Sarah Jane Bittner will be sharing with us her experience as an EIT Digital Master School student. At the end of the webinar, we will open the floor for your questions, and we will have the Master School office represented by Elin Karlsson, with us to support in answering your questions. Now I will give the floor to Salvatore Moccia, the head of EIT Digital Master School, to make a short presentation about EIT Digital in general.
Thank
Salvatore,
you, Adela.
the floor is yours.
Yes. Thank you, Adela. Thank you very much for organizing this webinar, and welcome to all the potential students here present to this seminar. I would like also to thank Mika, Professor Mika, because it's a privilege to have the program lead here at this seminar. And I also would like to thank Sarah, the student ambassador. I'm sure that the students here, they will be happy to hear your personal experience. And let me thank also Ellen from the Master School office, who will explain all the process and give lights on the doubts that the potential students they can have. So let me start answering to a question that I'm sure you and your families they have there. Why I should join a program at EIT Digital? And let me be clear here. Our programs, they are, let's say, unique in the European market. We have not only, let's say, cooperation with the top-notch universities and from where you will get the tech skills that you need to go ahead with your career, but at the same time you will have also a minor in innovation and entrepreneurship. So this is the huge difference between our programs and all the other programs that you have in the market. We know that, for example, there are some programs that give you the possibility to study in 2 different countries. Yes, and if you join one of our programs, you will study in 2 different countries. But you do not get only, as I told you before, the tech skills. During those 2 years, you will have also the opportunity to learn innovation and entrepreneurship. So when you will finish the courses, our courses, you will not be only a tech expert. You will be a tech expert who knows the market, who knows how to develop a product, who knows what are the customers, who knows how to design a programs that the market wants to have. And so this is the reason why our students, when they finish, before finishing, they have already a job offer. 96% of our students, before finishing, they get a job offer. And another good news for you is that compared to the same people coming out from the universities, your salary will be 20-25% higher, because again, you are special, because you do not have only tech skills, you have also innovation and entrepreneurship skills. And so, and if someone of you wants to create your own startup, EIT Digital, it's the perfect place to launch your startup, because again, you will have tech skills and business skills. So this is in short why we should why you should join the EIT Digital Master School, and in this specific case, why you should join the Human-Computer Interaction and Design program. So I will stay here. If you have questions, I will be happy to answer to you during this webinar. But now let me give the floor to Professor Mika Niemen, who is the program lead of the Master in Human-Computer Interaction and Design. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Mika,
Thank you,
please, the floor is yours. Thank you, Adela.
Thank you, Salvatore. If you have any questions, we have a Q&A session at the end, so please stay with us until the floor is open for the questions. Mika, please take control over the presentation, and the floor is yours.
Thank you, Adela. Thank you, Salvatore, for your kind words. Good afternoon. My name is Mika Nieminen. I'm coming from Aalto University in Finland. We say that it's in Helsinki, but really it is in Espoo, across the border. And it is my privilege to be part and run the Human-Computer Interaction and Design major or program in the EIT Digital Master School. Let's see if I can change slides. Yes, I can. So I will present you a few slides about the domain. What is human-computer interaction? Then maybe a few words about our programs and the things that you can study in our different locations. So human-computer interaction. That sounds like something that is interconnecting humans and computers. Yes, it does. And mostly it is a multidisciplinary, so with many different disciplines connecting, and the main ones are computer science and social sciences, psychology, cognitive sciences, and in our case, it is also about design of digital services and digital products. In most cases, this is something that is very international. The job market is very fluid. A lot of our students are very freely moving across and in and about in Europe and US, also Asia. And I am also very happy to say that the human-computer interaction and design is, I believe, the most gender equal of all our programs. Actually, I think we are more female students in our program than males, which is always good. Because engineering and computer science, we need more women, trust me. If we take a look at what are then all these disciplines in our multidisciplinary field, this is yet another Venn diagram, slightly bigger, and there are a couple of big ones. Of course, computer science. On the other end, we have human factors and ergonomics, which is kind of where the whole usability started back in 80s. This was originally very directly connected with industrial design because it was the industrial designers who started creating chairs that you can actually comfortably sit instead of just sit. Well, we have progressed quite a bit from there, and since now we are mostly talking about digital services and digital products, it means that all the different kinds of communication technologies and information architectures are becoming more and more substantial, and all this is coalescing. It is coming together under the umbrella of interaction design. In interaction design, we can find all the interesting bits about human-computer interaction, about usability engineering, about different kinds of platform economies that are now building up, different kinds of AI or other network services that seem to be popping up every day. So all of this is somehow related to human-computer interaction and design. And in our program, it is up to you, our esteemed students, to figure out what it is that you actually want to learn and what are the things that you want to concentrate. And I will say a few words about that. But since our head of master school was so eager to say that you will get employed, I can tell you, okay, what kind of a job can you assume to get from this program? So in HEID program, you will start as a technical expert, most likely, and you are coming either from the usability side or UX side of the business, or you are coming more from the interaction design side. And sometimes you end up doing the nasty, which means you are going into consultancy. Not a bad thing as such, but not something for me. In most cases, the HEID students, they can be categorized as being a designer. And most likely that means that you are the only person within your team who actually is in connect with all the other parties. So you are talking to the engineers, you are talking to the business people, you are talking to the your customers or your clients. It is something of a social superhero that comes out from our program. And as a curiosity, that is one of my students from 20 years back. She is now currently a professor at Aalto University. Our programs are all 2-year masters. And the way it goes is that the first year program is what we call an entry year. You will study the basic, the core courses of each program. In our case, I will go through them in a moment. Then between the first and second year, there is a summer, and you will then do your summer school. And then on second year, you will do your specialization, which is yet another country and another university. And the specializations are slightly different from each other. So it is actually something that you can choose that, okay, I want to learn about prototyping. So that's when I would go to Sweden, KTH in Stockholm, Sweden. Or if I would like to learn about smart intelligent systems and agents, then I would like to go to University of Twente, Netherlands, as an example. Like I said, it's a 2-year program. There is a summer school in the middle. We will start with a kickoff event where we bring all our students, all our starting students into a single location and spend couple of days of getting you up to speed. And the whole process is finished at a graduation ceremony where you will receive your 2 degrees from 2 different universities, accompanied with the EIT digital label, which is a proof of your entrepreneurial and innovation skills. As I said, the first year is something that is not same but similar to all the students. So all the entry universities in our program, 5 of them, we will give you an introduction to HEI, what it is. Most cases, this is something that kind of comes from very different courses and angles. So I don't think in any place we have like an introduction to HEI course, but it comes from all the education that we provide to you. Then there is a lot about how to design and implement, how to program interactive systems. That is most likely what people coming from computer science are targeting for. We are talking a lot about different kinds of usability methodology. How do you do user testing? What kind of specifications or heuristic methods can you use to design systems so that they actually are user-friendly and provide good user experience? In most cases, there are lots and lots of different kinds of design projects that you do in groups. I think in Aalto, during the first year, you probably end up doing at least 3 or 4 different kinds of group work projects. Then for the second year, the specializations, as I said, all of these are different, and these are in some sort of alphabetical order, maybe not, but I'll go through them as they are. So Aalto University, my home, I am running a specialization currently called cross-device interaction, and it is about how do you develop and design products and services that are functioning on different devices on different platforms. How do you make a mobile app that also works on your computer? It also works on virtual reality. It is good to go for people with smartwatches. How do you do that and still remain with a good interactive capabilities on your service? On KTH, it is physical interaction design and realization. As I said, this is mostly about prototyping. So how do you build interactive systems and how can you make them fast so you can try out your services and your products, and how do you make things actually move beyond the digital. So how do you create the concrete product realizations? UT, which is University of Twente, that's in Netherlands, close to the German border. Their specialization is intelligent systems, and it is about going slightly more towards artificial intelligence, maybe towards autonomous systems. They are looking into how do you do natural language systems, how do you do chatbots and talking systems, how do you do intelligent agents that are working together with people to create products and services. UPM, which is the Polytechnic of Madrid in Spain. We are teaching accessible and adaptive interaction. And this is how do you design and create services that are available to all people. And now we need to consider that while every one of us is different, some of us are maybe slightly more different, and it's a little bit more challenging to make web services for, let's say, blind people, or let's say hearing impaired people. Or it would be kind of challenging to make dance games for people who have only one leg. But then again, all of these are done, and all of these need to be done because it is our job as HEID designers to create services and products to everybody. So design for all. Also, adaptive interaction is something that how can a system learn how you are using it, and how can it be more efficient and make it easier for you to use that particular service. The last one, cognitive interaction. This is coming from Trento, Italy, and it is about connecting psychology and cognitive side of the business into the digital design and service provisioning side of the business. And it is coming from two different departments, from computer science and psychology. So it is a very nice place to take a look at how do we actually, as humans, how do we process the world around us? How is it that we interpret things that we are seeing? Why do we make the impressions that we do when we are touching objects? Why do we pick them up the way we do? And how do we make systems that are logical, that are intuitive, that are easy to use based on the actual people using them? So these are the specializations that we are currently offering. And as they are quite wide varied, in HEID, we also have a very wide scope of target audience of students who can apply into our program. Most of the EIT programs are very much targeted towards computer science and maybe electrical engineering students. But since we are having these maybe a slightly software and more human-centric approaches in our program, we are also more than happy to take in people coming from industrial design, from social sciences, from cognitive sciences, in some fields of mathematics and natural sciences as well. The only requirement that we are placing on this is that in order to be able to jump into our programs, you need to have the basic knowledge on mathematics, meaning you should have 10-15 credits of university level mathematics, and then you should have at least basics of programming. Again, we are looking to find about 15 credits or more in your application. The programming is something that can easily be extended using your work-life experience or your own experiences. If as a hobby you have coded up websites for the past 15 years, I'm sure we can find it in us to see that, okay, it seems you have the basics of programming. or if you have been working as a UX intern or UX designer for the last 2-3 years, then yes, probably we can find something in there that will convince us that you have the sufficient background so that you can engage into a program and will not be overburdened while you are going into the same courses with the computer science students. Then again, at the same time, you are in the same courses with the industrial designers or the business major students in Aalto. So it is a very varied and very heterogeneous group of students that are meeting in our major. But I think that is pretty much what I had in mind for the HCID, and I think I'll come back to this with the questions then.
Thank you very much, Mika, for your detailed presentation. And if you have any questions for Mika, don't forget that we have the Q&A session at the end when you have the opportunity to ask your questions a bit later. For the last presentation today, we have Sarah-Jane Bittner, who will be sharing with us her experience as an EIT Digital Master's School student. Sarah-Jane, please take control over the slides. I think yours is the next one.
Looks good. So, looks like my presentation.
Yeah, can you just move for the next slide? Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
seems to work. Okay, perfect. Thank you, then. Hello and welcome to my part of this webinar. I'm a student ambassador, as was already told, so I'm representing the study program from EIT Digital this year. But who am I to tell you about this program? I'm Sarah-Jane Bittner. I have German and Polish background, and in my bachelor's I did cognitive science. So exactly from one of the other courses other than computer science, or what other majors are mainly targeting for. Cognitive science, who never heard of it, really is a mixture of psychology and computer science, I would like to say, with some philosophical or neuroscience elements also in them. And why did I choose HCID? I'm in the HCID track, maybe first of all. I chose it mainly because I think there's really a lot of knowledge and power into understanding human and finding technological solutions to tailor them and master the problem that way, for one part. But the other part is also that I wanted to dive more into the business entrepreneurship and innovation part, because I think that this is knowledge that, first of all, is super useful if you would like to become an entrepreneur yourself at some point, or when you management or managerial positions. These are also very open for this business innovation knowledge. Yes. For my journey, I also had an entry and an exit year right now, and I'm in my exit year. My first year was in the Netherlands, the University of Twente, in a small town called Enschede on the German border. This is the little dot you can see here on the left side. And my second year, where I'm right now as well, was in Finland, Aalto University in Espoo, so very close to Helsinki, as was already said, at the little dot back there. As you can see, I can sum up very briefly my student or my cultural experience maybe in the country so far. Of course, very roughly, that is not at all everything I experienced in this time. But yes, the Netherlands, a lot of cheese. I never biked my bicycle so often than in the Netherlands. And also there, for example, the King's Day, where they celebrate where everyone basically wears orange the whole day and parties. For Finland, that would be the sauna and going to the lake afterwards, sits, where you basically sing with your fellow students, and different culinary things, for example, like cinnamon rolls, very roughly. But let's get more into detail to that. My first year in the Netherlands, I'm going a little bit more into the student life side and then a little bit more in the academic experience. So first of all, my student experience. The Netherlands has a campus, or the University of Twente, better said, has a very rich student life, but a lot of student activities. Basically start everything from modern dance to theater to culinary experiences. And it's also a very nice experience because everything is on the campus itself. It's a campus university, so all the buildings and even the student housings are on campus, so that everything is close and really enables. They also start with a big kickoff, which you can see in the picture on the left top corner. Where you can see me and my kickoff group. And I thought the nice thing is that you don't only explore the campus and the city, of course, but you also get to know your fellow EIT digital students, but also other students, Dutch students, or from other programs. It's very mixed in the Netherlands in this regard. And talking about events, there are also a lot of other social cultural events throughout the year. One of them you can see in the down bottom left corner, where you see me and my volleyball team, where Joseph, one of also EIT digital students, convinced me to join a volleyball team without any knowledge of volleyball last year for an international competition day, which we surprisingly somehow survived. It was a lot of fun. And I think it is a good example of the different kinds of events that you can do there. And there are always new ones where you can just explore, try something new out, or just do something where you're already very good in, for example. Yeah, that being said, we also, of course, discovered a little bit of the Dutch culture in the bottom middle. You can see me and a fellow student in a cheese making workshop. This is I ever did in my life. Where we actually did cheese and had them afterwards to try them and try them with friends. Now to more maybe academic experiences. It starts in the middle, where that was actually a picture from the kickoff, I think, from EIT Digital. I had it online. You guys, when you apply, will be lucky to have it in person again. We all met up, at least in the University of Twente, and got our EIT digital attire and were able to not only connect with each other, but also with students online in other locations. I know that the students this year, I think, went to Tallinn for that. So everyone from all the locations came together in Tallinn and they were able to meet each other, work on a business project, and yeah, just be part of EIT Digital, basically. And yes, further academically, there were, like already said, a humanitarian courses about HCAD. But other than that, the University of Twente had a very wide range, starting from very technical courses like computer vision, natural language processing, and data science, which are more the courses where I was interested in throughout the first year. But also on the other side, very psychological or design-oriented courses, such as brain-computer interfacing, human-computer interaction, and design for behavior change. And one of the projects you can see in the right bottom corner, where we made digital add-ons for local playgrounds and actually collaborated with a company for that project. And we needed to do these prototype buttons to test that with children. That was for my first year. My second year, as I already said, is in the Aalto University here in Finland. Here I only had half a year of courses. I'm now like in the internship part, so little short experiences so far. Here also I will start with the student side and go more into the academic side. And for the student life, kind of similar to the University of Twente, both are big campus universities where mainly all the buildings and housing is at the campus so that the community can really grow. What helps with that is also the co-location center. So we basically have a space where EIT Digital has their offices, and we're also allowed to be there, work there, get coffee and get to know each other and talk about projects, but also get to know each other better. Which is a great add-on, I think, to the Aalto University in general. But back to the more student life here, also a lot of events are going on. I don't know if you're from Finland, but in Finland, they have kind of these overalls. I unfortunately don't have a picture of that on there, but we get like overalls in certain colors for our guilds, our study associations, and for each event you participate, you get patches that you can sew on. So at the end, you have a summary of your year in Finland, basically, which I think is very interesting. With there are also every type of event organized basically from campus orientation to sit-sits where you sing and party with each other, towards movie nights, towards co-working possibilities. So a very wide range of activities. And also the university has a lot of different associations. You can basically do everything from Taekwondo to Aikido to what else was there, theater. So very much a lot of variety, everything or mostly everything very close to campus so that everything is reachable and you can do it with your university friends. Yeah, that being said, Finland has also a very wide range of volunteering possibilities, which you can see in the middle pictures of the slide. The upper one where I smile in the camera a little bit is at Slush. Slush is one of the biggest startup accelerator events in Europe, or I think even the biggest, where you can participate and volunteer and be for a few days part of a very huge startup activity, meet investors, meet new startups, and do it all with your friends. And the bottom one is me and a few friends participating in a hackathon. Here are also a lot of hackathons. There we worked with VTT, a big research company here, and designed a design solution for them and competed throughout 3 days with other teams for the best. Said it's also project oriented like the University of Twente was as well. We had a lot of projects, especially first years I see have that. For me, I had courses mainly in computational interaction, machine learning and data mining. However, these are very specific to me and very computational technical. I know other students that are more into the design parts that accordingly chose their courses in a little bit other way. So don't be afraid if that is not your path. There are a lot of other paths, like already said, that you can take in HCID. Yes. That was already my 2 years. In the middle, I did a summer school, like already said. Mine was at the Politecnico di Milano. We were in the first week at Lake Como. This is the picture in the bottom, basically, where we had a beautiful location where we had different lectures. Our topic was interactive smart digital cities. We were very IoT and human interaction based, and we're thinking how we can combine to make, for example, public places better suitable for people. And worked on startup ideas or business ideas for 2 weeks, and in the end pitched them and cured a winner in this regards. Also a very nice way to meet other EIT people that I haven't met in the first year and the second year. That was already a sum up in general of that all. Why did I choose EIT Digital? And like a quick sum up would be that I think for me, it was very variable to have facts down to masters in 2 years in 2 countries. For me, that was back then super interesting. And so far, I really liked that process. I think you also get a lot of innovation and entrepreneurial context and environments, so you can already work with companies a lot or get first contacts. You meet a lot of international students that become your friends, and you get to know that way a lot of cultures just naturally because you meet them. And yes, I think that was my little presentation. I hope I didn't kill you with too many words. And if you have any questions, I'm here for the Q&A as well.
Thank you very much, Sarah Jane, for your presentation. What an exciting journey you had during your studies. I'm almost envy you for such an experience. Thank you very much. Just as a reminder, EIT Digital has 7 different programs for you to choose. Besides human-computer interaction and design, EIT Digital offers also autonomous systems, cloud and network infrastructure, cybersecurity, data science, embedded systems, and fintech programs. For the ones of you who didn't yet decided a program you want to apply for, I am pleased to inform you that we are organizing an EIT Digital Embedded System webinar on Thursday, 16th of February at 1 p.m. Central European Time. And if you are interested to join, please register using the link I will put in the chat for you a bit later. We would appreciate if you could also share the link with your colleagues and friends interested in the program. Now, if you have any questions, we will start to give the floor to you, and we will open the floor for questions. So please raise your hand, and we will give the floor in your order to that Teams will display for me here. So for the Q&A session, I want to also invite Elin Karlsson from Master School Office to support in answering these questions. For example, if you have any application-related, application process-related questions, she will be here for you to answer that question. Please remember to open the mic and the camera if possible, but at least please remember to open the mic for us to be able to hear you. So let's see who will be the first one breaking the ice.
Marisol.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. Thank you for this talk. I was wondering, when are you planning to give the results of the applications for these masters?
Hi, Marisol. Thank you for the question. My name is Elin Karlsson, and I'm the head of Master School Office. And for this period 2, we will send out a letter of acceptance on the 25th of May.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome. And you can also see this on the website under admissions. You can see all of the important dates for the application period. So there you will see that we send out letters of acceptance on the 25th of May. And then if you are successful with your application, you have 1 week to actively accept the study offer, meaning that in the email that you receive from us, you will need to click a link and then click accept in the application portal. And yeah, you have until the 1st of June to do so.
Thank you very much.
We have Sajad.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, my name is Sabjad and I'm from Bangladesh. I'm very interested about the human-computer interaction program at EIT. So my question to you is, what is the total intake that usually happen per year? I mean, what is the total number of students?
I suppose I can try that. So we do not have a fixed number of students that we will admit. In the HEID consortium, we have 6 partners, so we can probably scale up all the way to 150 students per year if absolutely necessary. We were going very nicely just across the 100 before the pandemic, and then there was kind of a little bit of a dip in there. You may guess why. And now we are building back up. So I'm hoping that this year we would be admitting something 70 to 80 students.
For the ACA program or in total?
That would be in total for the HEID program with the 2 phases of admissions that we are having this spring.
Okay, got it. And one more question. I have already applied to the program and my application fee is already paid. So I have sent my document. As I'm from Bangladesh, I'm supposed to send my documents, the original transcript along with the certified copies of the degree. So from the FedEx, I got the confirmation that it has already reached the KTH admission office. So last week I got the confirmation from the FedEx. I'm yet to get the confirmation from the EIT that in the admission portal that thing hasn't been updated. So yeah, so I have mailed to the admission office. I'm yet to get any replies and acknowledgement of that. So hopefully, it will be. I'm a bit concerned about. Whether it has reached or not. Yeah.
Elin, that is for you.
Yes, I'm happy to jump in here. I can tell you that the post that has arrived to the admissions office is not checked every day. So there are a few mails that we have received that will be checked by the admissions coordinator. So you do not have to worry. I'm sure that it has arrived here, but it's just a bit of a delay before it's also updated into the application portal. So as soon as we have checked the mail, then you will see that the checkbox called the Dear Docs Received, it will be marked. So you do not need to worry.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for the question.
Thank you. We will move forward with the question from Barneveld.
Yes. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
I was wondering if we get the letters of acceptance and the scholarships at the same time.
I can take this one. And yes, the EIT Digital scholarships, they will be announced together with the letter of acceptance. Then if you have applied to local scholarships from a specific university, then it might be a little bit different there. But this information should be listed under the scholarships on the website or on the university's website.
Yeah, I saw the dates were the same, but I heard some people weren't sure about it from last year, but it's good to hear from you. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, so the EIT Digital Scholarship as well as the Deferred Tuition Payment Plan, they are announced at the same time as the letter of acceptance is sent.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your question. Antonio?
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
You can hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay, sorry. I was wondering, I've already done my application, but my bachelor's degree is in computer science. It's also related to information technology, and I explained my motivational letter, how I thought it was similar, and how I would have the skills necessary to apply for the master's degree, as you asked. But I was wondering if I should stay hopeful.
I will take this one. Hello, Antonio. Stay hopeful. We receive a lot of students, not particularly from computer science. Some of them are coming from information technologies, some or informatics even. Some of them are coming from more media technology type of branches. Especially if we are receiving students from University of Applied Sciences or other than academic university branches, then we are considering all of these. And I think the main issue is whether you can match and prove that you have the sufficient background information, both on mathematics and from programming, that you can survive the courses. It would not be fair to take you into the program and then have a huge backlog for you to catch up so that you can study with your fellow students. But we are going to be looking into this and have been in the past admitting quite a few students from information sciences and from media technology as well.
Thank you.
And we have even admitted students from gardening. I think that's the most peculiar one that we've had. Landscape architecture in China. Yeah.
It sounds better than gardening.
Well, pretty much the same thing.
The next question will come from Cornelius.
Hey everyone, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Perfect. So yeah, my question is maybe somewhat similar. So I have a bachelor's degree in visual communication where I like focused on human-computer interaction as well, and I've been a software engineer, like backend engineer, for a couple of years. But I don't have like any mathematics credits, like university credits in that sense. Like how strict is like the 10 to 15 credit requirement, and like are online university level courses something that can substitute for that?
I suppose that's me again. Yeah, The mathematics part is something that we have found a lot more difficult to substitute. The programming is something that everybody seems to be doing now during their weekends, so that's not a problem. The mathematics background is something that is slightly more difficult. We don't have any like a partner network that we accept these and these online courses. We will take a look at all of those one by one. We are hoping to have the students in a good place so that they can manage the programs. It has a little bit of flexibility in there depending on the locations that you choose. Some of the specializations are very programming heavy, in Aalto being one of those, and some of them are more demanding on your mathematical skills, so that you can actually go and do all the matrix rotations in your machine learning AI bit. So some of the things are in more demand. And in some cases, we have also done it so that we have migrated the student from one specialization to another one, because we have come to a conclusion that the student will not manage that specialization that they have chosen, but let's say their second or third priority preference that they have chosen, it is something that seems to be a better match for their background or for their skill set. So this is also something that we every once in a while try, that if we don't feel that we can accept you into that place where you have wished to come as your first preference, then we may need to put you somewhere else if we think that that is a better match. But to your question, we will have to take a look. This is something that we are going to be doing very intensely for the next 3 weeks, starting next Monday.
All right, thank you very much. So like the credits, like the math credits, are something that obviously have to be there, like when applying, because yeah, it would make sense to like apply with like the intent to acquire them, I suppose.
We are not really allowing you to discount them so that you promise that you will do them when you get to us.
Makes sense.
That's not kind of how it works, but we try to be lenient, and sometimes we have made exceptions, especially if we find that there are any other redeeming qualities. Sometimes we have students who are very kind of complete, very advanced in let's say UX design and practices. So we kind of assume that that will bring them advantages that may allow them to pass the program, even if they do not have all the building blocks at the bottom.
Okay, thank you, Cornelius. We will move now to Naz.
Hello. So my question would be concerning the English knowledge requirements. I actually looked at this university-specific requirements, and I also sent an email to you guys, but I only get very general answers. I did the IB, or like International Baccalaureate program at high school, and I had English a higher level there, and I got a grade of 6, which is like the second best grade, and it's like supposed to be native speakers level. But there's only one university that mentions this specifically in your university-specific English requirements, and it's the University of Turku, and that's not even part of the human interaction design program. So I was wondering about that. Like, do other universities also accept this, or do I just give up on this, basically?
Well, you should, of course, not give up. Mika, you also unmuted yourself. Did you want to add something?
No, I think this is your... Please.
Well, Well, if it's only one university that has specified it there in the requirements, I suppose it's Turku that would accept this specific background or English proficiency. I mean, of course, I would recommend you to take a test, IELTS test or a TOEFL, since all of the universities do accept these. But if you do send another email to the master school, then we can look at it a bit more in detail what it is. I understand that you got a general answer back, but if you send another email, then I can look at it with the admissions coordinator who has more knowledge about the English requirements.
All right, thank you for the information, but is there a specific email address maybe I could send the email to? Because I'm just always trying to contact you using the contact page on the website, and there I usually end up with very general answers. And yes.
Okay, that's not directly monitored by the master school office. So then I will write the email address for us here in the chat so that you have it there, and then you can send us an email.
Great, thank you. It's just that it might not be enough time until the application deadline for me to take an IELTS test or something like that. So that's why I was wondering. All right, thank you.
Okay,
and maybe I can add something to that. I did for my application TOEFL, I think in 2 weeks, because the application was very close. It is possible. There's like learning books. So yeah, I know it might seem hard, but for me, it surprisingly worked in the short amount of time. So maybe for you, it can work as well.
All right, thank you for the tip. But for my problem would be mostly like the exam appointments, because there aren't that many in my country. But yes, thank you either way. Looking forward to the email's answer.
I was hoping we would still have the online tests available that can be taken online and you would still get the results in 2-3 weeks. Isn't this still a thing?
I
don't
know how it is right now.
Yeah, I think
I don't know how it is right now, but I also did the online test.
Yeah, and I looked it up for TOEFL and they still do it. So maybe there's an option.
Yeah, that should be an option.
I will look into it, but it would be easiest if this just gets accepted, but we'll see. All right. Thank you.
I have put the email address there in the chat box now, so there, then you contact us directly at the master school office.
Yes, thanks a lot.
Okay, let's move forward to Gianluca's question.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so my question was about the English requirements, and I already submitted my application, and on the portal on tab 6 I can see that my English proficiency was validated, so it's marked with the green mark, but under the validation remarks I can see unable to validate, not official report form. So my question is whether I should worry about it or if it's normal, because it's unable to validate, but it's checked as validated.
Can you please also send an email to the master school, because we will need to check at the specific application so that I can see exactly what it is.
Okay, yes.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
I just noticed that there is a question in the chat from Munan, who is not able to open the microphone. So what are the key considerations for students majoring in electronical engineering application for human-computer interaction and design? For example, the programming and math courses took as an undergraduate. How many credits do they need?
I suppose that will be me then. I'm still going for the 10-15 credits both, and in most cases should not be a problem for electrical engineers. At least in all the university electrical engineers, they pretty much do the same level of math as we do in computer science, and most of them even take our computer classes. So should be okay.
Thank you. I don't see any other question in the chat nor any raised hand. Okay, now we have one from Cornelius again.
Sorry, my connection was cut earlier. I have one other question. The specialization, when would that be chosen? Is that something we would put in our application as well, or is that something that, like, after the first year, like, we would decide then based on our experiences from the first year?
Could you repeat that? Sorry, I was reading the question from Bernard.
The question is when they have to choose the specialization, the second year.
The specialization. So you are applying for both your entry and exit location. You are in your application. You are choosing 3 preferences, and then we are during the review process. We are going through your applications. We are doing our very best that we could put you into your first preference location and topic on your second year. Doesn't always happen that way because we have a few locations that are a lot more popular than others. We cannot fit all the students in there. And then there is also a process during the first year, study year, where you can apply for a change of exit. So if you come to a conclusion that you made a bad selection, then you may try to see if there is a possibility to change you to another exit. And I suppose the timing for that is around Christmas time, so it's somewhere in December, January timeframe.
All right, that sounds good. So wait, I had another question I just forgot, but I think there was a question in the chat, so maybe we can continue with that and I'll ask my next question after that.
Okay, now I will go back to the one that I was reading. So we have a question from Bernard from Ghana, and he's asking that he is not good at programming. Can he join our program? Well, maybe. It kind of depends on if you have any background in programming that you can participate in the courses and in the program, then we may take you in. We are also looking at the grades, of course, that you have received from your bachelor's degree and your programming courses. So we will need to see what is your overall level and whether you are admissible or not. And then there was another question from him as well about the language thingies, and it is about English as an official language, which is taught from kindergarten to university. These are things that need to be checked from the admissions. Now I'm talking on behalf of Elin, of course. There are exceptions that are honored. In most cases, you either have the IELTS or you have the TOEFL, or you have a university partner specific exception. And not sure how many of those we have that would be eligible for Ghana, but it needs to be checked per university.
Yes, I will jump in here as well and recommend you to have a look at the website, because there we have the all of the university specific exemptions. So I would recommend you to check there for the universities that you are interested in and see if the English test could be waived for you. I will put the link to the specific site here in the chat box in a second.
I think there is another question in the chat for Elin. Where do you see the progress of the application? When I click the application 2023, I don't get any more info on check marks as some have described.
So this is seen under tab 6 that is called follow up. So let's see, you can see a few of the updates there, not all of it, but those that are included is, for example, if we have received an application fee, if you are required to send in physical documents, then you can see when we have received them, then we will also mark it there. If your English proficiency has been validated. And that's pretty much what you can see there for now. And then it's by the time that we send out all of the letters of acceptance that you will get the final results. And I can mention that we do not send any letter of acceptance before the actual date. We send them all on the same dates.
Thank you. And Cornelius, I think you have the last question now.
Yes, thank you very much. So another question for Mika Niemann. So the deadline for period 2 is like in 2 months now, right? Without any math credits being present right now, would you say it makes sense to even apply right now? Because 2 months to acquire like 10 to 15 credits sounds like a pretty short time. Yeah, would you say it even makes sense to apply in this year, or is it smarter to just acquire the credits in the meantime while like parallel to work and then try next year?
Well, that's a very difficult question to answer. I of course would more than happy to see your application and see what's in it. Then again, without any mathematical studies or qualifications whatsoever does make it very difficult for us to choose you to this program. This is still a university engineering program. Mm-hmm. And yeah, also I would doubt that whether you can acquire those skills in 2 months. But all right. I would never say never, so please submit your application. We'll have a look at it and we'll see where it leads. But there is a very high chance that we cannot admit you if you do not have any studies in mathematics.
All right. Thank you very much.
Rahel?
Yes, just because there have been so many questions about this mathematics credits, I am wondering, so I'm studying human-computer interaction in my bachelor, and we have only statistics as mathematics course that is like called like a mathematics course. But for example, in computer graphics, we had to calculate matrices. So I wonder if I should point this out in my motivation letter, or if it's okay if you just see the courses I completed.
I will take this one, and yes, indeed, I would strongly suggest that you very meticulously, you very much underline your skills and qualifications. We are reviewing applications from roughly 200 different universities. And in some cases, it is difficult, sometimes completely impossible to figure out what are the actual contents of those courses, because we cannot even if we would have the time, we cannot go and check out all the courses included in your curriculum. So unless they are very self-explanatory, you have advanced university mathematics 1 for 5 credits and 2 for 5 credits and 3 for 5 credits, which I'm kind of guessing what those would be containing. Then definitely please let us know if they are hidden behind some other courses or within some other courses. Same goes for programming skills. In some places, the programming courses are nothing to do about programming or computer science. They are called, in Aalto, we have programs where we have the master's programs where programming is called Studio One. And to an external reviewer, they have no idea what's inside that course. So please help us on our work to be able to accept you by specifying where all the requirements are hiding unless they are very well presented in your transcript.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, there wasn't the last question in the chat, but I see that Ellen already answered to it. So I think Antonio already received the answer. If there are no other questions, I think I will start thanking everyone for joining us today and for the nice discussion we had. Reminding you that the application period to deadline is on 11th of April. We will end this webinar here. As I mentioned at the beginning, the session has been recorded and the recording will be available on YouTube within the next few days for you to rewatch later if needed. We are looking forward to see you in the next EIT Digital Embedded System webinar on 16th if you are interested. And of course, we hope to meet all of you in the EIT Digital Collocation Centers around Europe in the autumn. Have a nice rest of the day and see you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, Adela. Thank you, Mika. Thank you, Sarah Jane, Ellen, and thank you all to all participants. Thank you very much. I hope to see you at the kickoff. Bye-bye.